Welcome back to my channel. This is Delia. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you'll be notified when we put out videos. So today, because it's Halloween, because I'm in quarantine, Donick, please turn down your phone. I am going to do a zombie makeup, my first time attempting something like this. So let's see how it goes. If you are interested in watching something like this or seeing how this turns out, continue to watch. This is going to be so much fun. So the first thing I do is I use my little wedges sponge to apply some glue to my face. Of course, if you have liquid latex, it's the best thing to use, but I decided to use things that people have lying around their home, such as the oats I'm now applying. You can use any oats, Quaker, Foster. This is Fosca oats. So it is for texture on that side of your face. You want your face to have texture because it is a zombie and zombies rot, right? Yeah, so I continue to build that layer up using the glue and the oats. So I apply another layer of glue, then I apply another layer of oats, and I continue until I have the buildup I want. You can make yours thinner or you can make yours thicker. It's entirely up to you. I wanted mine to be thin, so I continued building it up and I continued patching areas that needed a little bit more oats. At the same time, I was protecting my edges. Even though it's washable glue, you can't be too careful, so we try to protect our edges. So I continued to apply the oats and the glue until I was happy with what I have. Next, I'm using my handy dandy blow dryer to dry the glue. It is on warm and I'm really enjoying. Guys, I had so much fun. I had so much fun doing this look. You'd never believe how much fun I had. So now we're using tissue. Now we want a transition from the area with the oats to your regular skin. So I'm using tissue paper and I'm using the tissue paper with the glue. So I am going to apply a thin layer of glue right next to the area with the oats, and I'm doing that all the way down half of my face. Then I'm using my finger to spread the glue so that it is thinner for drying purposes for one, and for us to have a bigger area of transition between the oats and your regular skin. So you just spread that out and then you apply your tissue paper. You can have a bigger piece of tissue paper or you can have smaller pieces. It's entirely up to you. That is the freedom you have when you do special effects makeup. You have the freedom to do what you want. Nothing has to be perfect. You just use your imagination, have fun, and just go with the flow. If it feels right, then do it. Okay, so I continue. You can use one layer or two layers. I think I used 4 to 5 layers of tissue paper on my face because I wanted my face to really look really infested and gangrene and so on. And the only way to achieve that is to have a thicker layer of tissue. And of course I got it all over the place and it was a mess, but yeah, had fun same way. So anyway, now I'm just using the bottom of a makeup brush to shape the tissue paper and to press in areas that were lifting and just making sure it is how I wanted it to be before I dry it. So here I am with the blow dryer again, and I'm drying it because it makes it faster. So now very carefully, very carefully, you're going to use your scissors and you're going to cut as close as possible to the section where you have the oats, but you're not going to cut way over into the tissue paper area because that is your transition area and you need that area to be as broad as possible, not too broad, not too narrow. So we're cutting close to the side where the oats is. So we're making an opening so that we can apply other things. So guys, just go slowly. If you need help with this part, get help from somebody. Just ensure that you're being safe, especially if your scissors is sharp, because we want to have fake blood not real blood. So just be careful, guys, when you are cutting into anything on your face. So now we are going to widen that area in preparation for some glue. So I'm putting some glue in that area that I have just cut, because I'm going to add some more oats to that area so that the transition looks neater, I should say, or it looks more smooth. You don't want a line of demarcation, so to speak, just like when you are trying to blend out your eyeshadows or your foundation, you don't want lines of demarcation. It's basically the same thing. So I'm just going to use this green color from my concealer palette to start building up the texture and to help that side to look as gangrene and festering as possible. I also wanted it to look a bit darker with the green, so I decided to use my eyeshadow palette with this forest green, deeper green color. I don't know what the name of the color is right now, but I'm just using that to build more texture. That's all I'm doing, just texturing it up. You just continue looking into your mirror, do what you feel like, do what feels right for you. It's not about other people right now, it's about you and what makes you happy. So yours doesn't have to look like this. You can have less green, less yellow, less browns, a thinner layer. It does not matter. It's your zombie. You do what you want with your zombie. So now I'm going to use some yellow, because what is a festering sore without some pus? So the yellow is supposed to make it look more like it's really rotting, it's starting to fester, it's infected, and yeah. So ensure that you get some of that color into the area that you have cut as well for a smoother transition. Also, make sure that your glue is dry, because if your glue is not dry, it's going to stick to your brush and it's going to make life so much harder for you. So here I've applied some foundation. The foundation is a paler color for my skin, because when you're dead, your skin color becomes paler. So now I'm just applying that. I'm making sure that the area that I have cut has enough of the foundation, so there's no tissue peeking out or anything like that, no white parts. I am now using a black foundation to darken my eye, because that area is rotting. My eye is starting to rot as well, so it's turning black just before, you know, it possibly falls out. I don't know, right? On the other side of my face, I want it to look like it is festering, starting to go bad as well. So I am putting some green and some yellow over there for it to look as though it is starting to rot. So we continue layering on the yellow and the green until we are happy with what we see. We just put it in random areas. It doesn't have to be any specific area. You put it where you want it. You want a little yellow here, go ahead. You want it to be greener, then make it greener, you know. So now I'm just making sure it's blended. Then I'm now putting on some veins into my face using my lip liner. So, you know, because the skin is thinning, then you're starting to see those veins and those capillaries in your face. So you're going to use something red to do that. Then I'm just using my foundation, my eyeshadow to blend in to that area to make my eye look really red, and you know, starting to, you know, zombie life is starting to get to me, so I look really tired and undead, you know. So now the foundation, I'm just using the foundation brush with a little product to just make sure that the veins look like they're actually under my skin. And now it's time for the fun part, the blood. So now guys, you get to see what the final look. I hope you enjoyed this video.